When I was in early middle school, 5th grade in particular, I transferred from a private school to a public school, and I was super excited because I'm an extreme extrovert, and I thought, oh, new friends. But what I was met with that day was something I'd never seen before. Now I know it was bullying, but at the time it just felt like I was getting picked on and that people were being really mean to me. So whether that was about my weight or my size or my faith or my strength, I was made fun of on a daily basis, and not just by kids that didn't know me, but kids that I called my friends as well. And that really shaped my personal life, but it's also shaped my ministry life. I love identifying in my students who God created them to be and then celebrating that. Even if the world doesn't think it's normal, even if they don't seem like the other kids around them, it's one of my favorite aspects of ministry. As the 6th kid in my family, with all 5 of my brothers and sisters going to Bethel before me, I was ecstatic to attend Bethel in the fall of 1991. And it was during that time in my undergrad where I started working at Trout Lake Camp every summer and discovered a love for students. And I didn't even realize what was happening at the time, but I believe that God was crafting me to do what I'm doing right now. So when I started at Wooddale, they had a great emphasis on furthering education, specifically at Bethel Seminary. I wanted to be a better junior high pastor. So that was my primary motivation. Through my studies at Bethel Seminary, I learned how to interact with the Bible. I learned how to pastorally care for adults and students. I learned scripture. I learned about community, and I was challenged in a major way. And when I graduated with my Master's of Arts in Theological Studies, I knew that I was going to be a better junior high pastor, and I think it's worked. I'm in my 25th year of student ministry, and people will often ask me, how do you do it? How do you even get through days of your ministry, of your job? God has created me to be someone who has a high capacity for people and activity. So I can start at 6 a.m. and end at midnight, and I'm excited all the way through. I honestly believe that I am doing what God crafted me to do. Something that causes me to be angry is when adults don't give students the credit that they deserve. I get it. I get that so many of them appear to be selfish and disrespectful and squirrely, but when you raise the bar and you ask them to reach it, they do. So when people demean teenagers, I get pretty upset. Ultimately, in ministry, I want to connect to students. I want to use that connection in order to point them to Jesus. And then I want to help them understand their gifting and how they can glorify the Lord for the rest of their lives. Because if they can do those 2 things, connect with Jesus and discover their gifts, it's going to change their future.